Yeah, so I'm going to look at the image over there, which you can just see on the edge of my computer screen. Use that as a reference. It's already moved away from the photograph a bit, but there's various stuff I've got to do. So I'm on about the third stage of oil painting now. So I'm just going to get the paint and everything ready to get going. So I'm just going to start priming up with PVA. It's quite cheap. You can use it to prime up canvases. I stretch my own canvases. This is linen. I'm using linen all the time. This is an old canvas I've used for Katharine Hepburn. This is a new canvas which I'm going to keep doing a series of portraits in between doing big paintings that I'm doing for an exhibition, which is in September in Worthing in the UK. So where I'm going to launch a different kind of aspect of my painting, which is under my name before I got married, which is JPA Turner. So they're bigger paintings with themes, and the exhibition's going to be called The Onlookers. So you just put this PV on quite liberally because I've got it out of the tub. I'm going to get a few done. Well, I'm thinking now what I'm going to do with Katharine Hepburn is she's not there yet because like her spirit and soul's not in there. I've been doing lots of other things. So a lot about being creative is not getting tied into doing something really sticking to one thing. For me, it's really useful to do lots of other activities because it enables my mind for the energy of the universe really to come through. Like I'm a conduit, like I'm a messenger, I don't know. It's like it's not. The more things that you can do while you're doing your work, it's just a way I find really, really useful to break through barriers. If I just concentrate on a piece of work, then I miss the point, really. I miss the point of what I'm trying to do, and I become a bit too over-concerned about what I'm doing rather than just doing it, which could sound crazy, but it's proving to be a really useful way of looking at it. So okay, so right, we're off. Now, so the problem I've got with it's quite sort of subtle thing, so I've got too big a brush there. I'm just going to get a smaller brush. Yeah, it's a lot of polishing and just gently moving things around here. So I've got some stuff on my palette. As you can see, it's quite a piece of art on its own, some people say. But just want to get some and just start to get back into some sort of relationship with Katharine Hepburn. Just put some bits of paint on here too. I kind of neglected her, and I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate that. But just get some just putting some paint on the camera. Half the trick is just to get some paint on there, not be worried about it. It can all change. I'm about halfway through with this piece. It's all about the subtleties changing, just trusting the process. There's no specific rules to follow. Just look. So I just tend to look and paint, look and paint. So we get a bit more light in there. see the picture. The photograph's in black and white. I've watched a few videos with her. She's an amazing woman, was an amazing woman. And she had a long life, a very successful career, a very strong woman. Amazing, living in the middle of New York. She refused to move out, right in the prime part of New York. Now there's a nice bit of light underneath there, which, so I'm getting a fair representation, but I'm a long way from her coming alive yet, which is what I want her to light up. It just takes time, but it's actually more about the spirit. It's about her spirit. It's about me meeting with her spirit and being able to connect with it. That's how these pieces go, how the portraits go. So yeah, not being frightened to put some paint where you're not really sure why you're putting it there. It's okay. Just trust the process. I just wanted a bit more colour in her face. She's quite sort of got strong colour. She's not a really pale character by any means. So I've been looking at it behind the other paintings that I do, like looking at it. It's good to have it up where you're working, whatever you're doing, and then you can just like keep this relationship going even when you're not painting it. So it's like uninterestingly working from the photograph on the particular screen I've got. It's not incredibly high quality. In one sense, I could be a bit frustrated, but actually I'm painting. I'm not doing realistic painting. So what happens, it pixelates and gives you angles that aren't really there. So you just sort of have to, which is kind of a good thing because, like I say, I'm not a realistic. I'm trying to actually get the spirit. It just gets some funny angles on the photograph that you get to notice more and more the further you get into the painting. So some ochres. I'm just using a soft brush here. It's a bit like I'm doing her makeup. I'm just trying to soften these tones, move them away from the dark browns and blacks which I've used because I've been looking at a black and white photo. That's what it tends to lead me to. The mouth's going to be all important. That's like a baseline for it. I don't think I've got the angle quite right, but it's like such an important feature, obviously, an important feature of her, of anybody, but in particular her mouth, she's an actress, is crucial. So I just want to get some light where there needs to be light, not overly detailed yet because I'm quite early on. The thing is with pretty well everybody I've seen painting, look, I've got yellow all over there. Everyone I see painting has trouble with their easels. There's probably, I think, because what happens, you put paint on and it changes the tension of the canvas. And so it can be quite, somebody's got a YouTube how to not have this problem anymore. Yeah, but I haven't watched it. So just when I'm thinking about that and looking, it's the mouth. I can see the mouth has been bothering me. I'm just going to put a little bit more PVA in here. It dries quite quickly, as you can hear. gives it, tightens it up really nicely. It will loosen off a little bit as it dries completely, and then I can move on and start to work on another canvas, prime it up. Of course, there's something about making this relationship with the substrate when you go on to make a painting using this particular canvas. For me, my energy, my spirit, my life and everything is already part of the painting before I even put any paint on it at all. And I find that's a real advantage. Why miss it? And on a really practical level, you get a much higher quality canvas, and it doesn't cost you like $30 or whatever it would to get something of this quality. It will cost me like $5 to make this, but of course my time as well, which is about £250 an hour, potentially. However, I enjoy doing it, and it's a great addition to the painting. So that I can pop this out of the way. So it can start to dry off. Get another one, which I think I've already put a bit of, I've already had one go. I usually put 2 layers of glue on. No, that's why that was quite often. Oh, I've got the same problem with that. I see. The truth is, if I really looked at my easel properly, then the paintings wouldn't be wobbling, would they? Because I've just noticed here, I'll just drop that a little bit. All of this stuff about moving the easels, the struggles, the cursing and swearing, which I do when I'm in private. It's all energy, it's all part of the spirit, it's all part of the relationship that you have with the painting. And so it's all important, it's all useful. It's not like there's a way of painting where you do it really well and you're kind of, everything's perfect and blah, blah, blah. It's rubbish, okay? That doesn't happen. It's more about like everything that's in your life gets to go into the canvas, and it's that energy that makes it exciting, it makes it like vibrant, it gives it some sort of substance. And certainly today I've had a whole myriad of emotions already, and I've recorded it so I can analyze it with my doctor later on. So I just want to, so I'm having all these tech things. So the mouth is really bothering me. The shape of this eye is just a bit more light up there. But actually, all in all, it's going quite well, to be honest. It's going quite well. A bit more light in there. Got all this yellow from somewhere. Right, okay, actually what I want to do, I've had the sudden desire to attack the shirt and stuff. But first, and the reason why I'm priming up at the same time is because, yeah, so I want to have a go at her shirt now, because I've put that yellow ochre onto her face, which means that her right eye, or the left eye if you're looking at it, depending if you're looking, which camera you're looking on, it changes the balance of everything. So you sort of, the thing to do is not to just, it's just to look at it out of the corner of your eye like I'm doing now. So I'm doing something sort of relatively mundane, which is putting this PVA glue on here, but I'm looking at the painting, assessing assessing, because I can see the screen through there as well, I'm assessing exactly what is going on, and at the same time I'm getting something useful done. Which means I'm not just standing there sort of judging what I've done. I'm actually developing another way of having a relationship with the object, which is just familiarity, really. Like our ability to recognize and understand other people's faces is extraordinary. You know, it's an extraordinary thing about human beings. And of course, we need it for our survival. So, you know, it's nothing to do with genius. It's nothing to do with anything, but like trying to approach it in a different way than you would normally. So all the time that you try to paint something or draw something, invariably you'll be painting what you think it should be, and it won't be it at all. So like you have to go through all these process of correcting mistakes, of but not, you know, the way that you do it. You have to just look at new ways of doing it. Hence, it's creative. It's sort of like, well, what can I do to get her mouth right? Is what's, you know, that's bugging me. But actually, I don't want to get hung up on it. So I'm thinking, okay, what I'm thinking about now is what paint do I need to get onto her shirt? See, I've made up the fact that her shirt is blue because the blue goes really nicely with the fresh tones, which are pink and ochre. So all of that reasoning, all of that questioning is going on in my mind while I'm doing this, which is physically using a brush on a canvas, and it's kind of like warming me up, if you like. It's like exercise. It's exercising my I'm brushing stuff. So there we have. And in the meantime, I've managed to put the PVA glue on another canvas. I've got one more over there. Yeah, so I've got three. I've got three ready to do. It's all part of the work that I need to do. And it means that I've given myself a little bit of time to think about what I'm going to do about this shirt. Yeah, so it's like I've got kinds of blues in there already. I'm going to look at grabbing some cerulean blue, or perhaps even this turquoise. So I've got some turquoise here. I'm just going to put it on my palette, and I'm going to use some mixing white, which I've got a big thing of mixing white with turquoise, which is a ready mixed turquoise. I use it quite a bit because I find it's a powerful colour. It's used a lot in 16th century paintings and stuff, this kind of tone. And also I can use, I'm just using small brushes at this stage. I'm just trying this out really. There. So I'm thinking this turquoise, my instinct tells me that this turquoise will set the painting off. So it's important to go somewhere else in the painting so that you get like a shift away. The fact that her mouth isn't right, if I just concentrated on her lips, I would very quickly go up a dark alley. In fact, I'd just lose track of what I'm doing. So I really need to get the balance of the whole painting, not just a bit of it. Yeah, so, and also it's quite a while since I've done any work on this. So I do want sort of light and dark by using mixing white as opposed to titanium. I'll get this, yeah, and I want to get this, there's like a collar and everything to go here, which I'll deal with later, and sort of more dark and shadows in, but I just want to get the general feel of the colour so that I can see the colour harmony and balance, the potential of the whole painting, being that I'm working from a black and white photograph. So I have all the colours laid out for me, going through the blues, the yellows and the reds. I have them so that I can gradually, the more that you paint, you can follow your instinct. So already it's sort of shown yeah, shifting, let's tighten that up a bit. Already you can see quite a dramatic yeah, this canvas was completely dry because normally I would oh, that's where I'm getting the yellow from. It's on the bottom of the palette. I've got yellow on the bottom of the palette, and I wondered why I kept getting it on my hand. It does happen. So it's oil paint. So all of this stuff about oil paint being dangerous, blah, 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 please don't believe it. It isn't true. In fact, the health issues come around the mediums that you use. And I tend not to use mediums, not because of that reason. It's because I find they don't really help me a lot in my style of painting. But it's the mediums mixed with the paint that cause the health issues, whatever those health issues are. Actual oil paint on its own, please don't worry about it. It's not true. Of course, it's messy. Again, it depends how you use it. I tend to use it very sparingly because it's just the way that I paint. It's so now we're getting this colour. I think it's wonderfully suitable for her personality. It sets off the colour and skin tones. It was a good choice. I didn't analyse it. I didn't have like a scientific understanding. I just followed my instincts. I looked at, you know, and well, partly because I've used it before, but it's actually, with this mixing white with it, it's creating a really nice contrast to her skin tones. So notice I'm not really worrying about any details. So I'm going to kind of leave this session. I'll leave this session now. Because it just goes on too long otherwise. So thank you very much for watching Facebook. I'm just going to go around the other side and have a look. So thank you very much for watching Twitter. So there we have it, another session on Katharine Hepburn. I'm really sort of pleased with those colours, the way they've worked. And see you soon.